Hey guys, today I just thought I'd talk a little bit about veganism, how I got into it the first time, why I failed, and how I am successfully on a vegan diet now, successfully and happily eating plant foods now. How about that? So basically, I have been vegetarian my entire life, and when I was in boarding school, when I was 15, 16, I read Skinny Bitch, and I decided that I wanted to go vegan. But the problem was, part of the reason that I wanted to go vegan was because I wanted to lose weight. At the time, I had been struggling with overeating, or what I thought was overeating, and I didn't know really how to be healthy and happy. And so I read Skinny Bitch, and it showed me the horrors of the meat, dairy, egg industry, but it also didn't emphasize eating in abundance, and I really needed to hear that message at the time. Or maybe I just wasn't, open or receptive enough to listen, even if I had heard that message. But so I read this book, and I basically went vegan overnight, but I was trying to portion control. I wasn't counting calories, but I also wasn't making any effort to eat in abundance, eat large amounts, and you actually really need to eat a lot, eat enough to successfully be vegan. So fast forward a couple of years, I fell off, I went back to being vegetarian, then I actually ate fish for a couple of months on and off, and then I went back to being vegetarian, and finally summer 2014 I read the China study cover to cover in a couple of days, and I finally realized that you can eat in abundance and not worry about weight gain as long as you're eating healthy, whole plant foods. And there's this whole explanation behind it, but basically in order for carbohydrates to be converted into fat, they have to go through this whole process called lipogenesis, and it takes a lot of energy in order to convert carbs into fat. Whereas if you're converting fat that you eat into fat cells, they just go in that, they just can be stored in your body just like that because they're already fat cells, whereas carbs that you eat have to turn into fat cells, and that actually burns off a lot of them in the process. And because of that, in order to overeat on carbohydrates, you would have to really eat a lot. In fact, you'd have to eat so much that you would feel physically very ill. So I read that, and then I also realized that as long as you're eating enough food, you will get the minerals, vitamins, proteins that you need. And after that, I rediscovered Dr. John McDougall. I watched a bunch of videos on YouTube. I rediscovered Freely the Banana Girl and all of these other resources. And obviously, whenever watching anything on YouTube, you have to take it with a grain of salt. But I finally found this way to eat in abundance, and I just jumped right into it. And ever since then, I've been happily eating plant foods and without any cravings because I have been eating enough. But that is the main thing, is that I eat enough food. I eat a ton of food, and you need to if you're going to be eating plant foods. So to anyone thinking about transitioning to a vegan diet, I say go for it. That's awesome, but make sure you're eating enough food, do your research, and make sure you're eating enough food. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments below, and I will see you in my next video.